Hello, my name is Pema, and I'm going to be talking about homophobia and LGBTQ+ discrimination. Homophobia is the negative attitude or discrimination towards homosexuals, but it is also an umbrella term for things like transphobia, biphobia, lesbophobia, queerphobia, and any other LGBTQ+ discrimination. If you didn't know, LGBT, or LGBTQ+, is identifying other than heterosexual or cisgender. LGBTQ+ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, or questioning. The plus stands for all the other gender identities and sexualities that are not included in the last 5 initials. When you think of homophobia, you might think of it as a phobia, but that's not quite what it is. If you are homophobic, you choose to not accept people for who they are. You choose to do things to invalidate LGBTQ+ people. It depends on the action someone makes, but saying something seemingly small can make people feel stressed, lower their self-esteem, as well as cause depression, which can lead to suicide. In 2018, an analysis published by JMA Pediatrics had results that said LGBTQ youth were 3.5 times as likely to attempt suicide as their heterosexual peers. It's important to remember that these things are way less likely to happen when someone is surrounded by people that support them. Sometimes having someone who's there for them can be a matter of life or death for LGBTQ+ youth. Now that you know what homophobia is and some impacts, here are a couple of examples and things not to do. Example number 1. You and your friends are walking down a street and you see a same-sex or gay couple holding hands. One of your friends points at them and starts talking about how gross it is and how they shouldn't be doing that in public. Later, you see a straight or heterosexual couple doing the exact same thing, and they don't make any comments about it. Comments like these fall into the category of microaggressions, indirect, subtle, or unintentional discrimination against members of a marginalized group. They are usually small comments, and in this case, the marginalized group would be LGBTQ+ people. A common example of a microaggression is the phrase, "that's so gay." Back to the example. These people were minding their own business, and it's unfair your friend acted this way. If you correct your friend and explain why this is homophobic and bad, you might be able to teach them something new. Sometimes people aren't taught that physical displays of affection are normal between many different genders and isn't something to comment on. Example number 2. Now let's say you hear that someone at school has come out as identifying as LGBTQ+, and you say something like, "Ew, that's gross," or "it's unnatural." Those are a couple of homophobic responses, or microaggressions. It takes a lot of courage to do something like come out to someone close to you. This is one of the many reasons why you don't want to get treated badly, or have the person you came out to turn out to be homophobic. Being heterosexual is that default, or normal sexuality. There are biases that exist that cause being LGBTQ+ to seem so different, when in reality, we're all just people trying to live our lives, and it's important to remember that being LGBTQ+ is not a choice. It's scary to think you might lose someone close to you just for telling someone you're not heterosexual or you're not cisgender. It's scary to think you could be kicked out of your house, bullied, killed, just for being who you are. There are so many reasons that people are scared of coming out to you, and those are just a few. If someone close to you worked up enough courage and trusted you enough to come out to you, even though they knew you might react badly, wouldn't you want to keep them as a friend and accept them? Some people are different from you, and you have to accept that's okay. You don't have to understand it, just accept them for who they are. To be an ally and not be homophobic, think about the things you do. A good way to support LGBTQ+ people around you would be to respond to homophobic comments, or things people say to others. For example, tell them what they're saying is homophobic. That's homophobic. Why would you say that? Explain why what they're doing is bad, and how it can hurt someone. If you're not the victim, make sure the victim is alright. I heard what they said. Are you alright? If someone says a slur, make sure they know why it's considered a slur, and why it shouldn't be used. There are many other ways to respond to homophobia, but those are just a few. I hope I've taught you something during this short time, and I hope you can see why you should just live your life and not harass or be homophobic to others. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye!